What's going on, guys? Justin with Z1 Off-Road. Today we're going to be lifting a brand new 2026 Pro 4X in Citrus Strike. So we're going to be utilizing our brand new 2-inch lift spring. This will go on your factory Bilstein strut and replace the factory coil spring. What this is going to do is going to give you about 2 inches of lift height, depending on your application, right? If you're running a heavy duty bumper or something like that, not going to give you the same amount of lift, but on a stock vehicle, you should be receiving about 2 inches of lift. So these are 500-pound springs opposed to the 475s that are on the vehicle right now. The lifted from is the extra preload. However, weighted on the vehicle, you're going to have a little more stability, a little more comfort and control without that harsh bouncy feeling too. So we're going to show you how these go on. This is one of our most budget-friendly options since you do not have to run an upper control arm, since we're not technically lengthening the shock. All the adjustments for your alignment will happen through our heavy-duty eccentric bolts. Let me show you how this goes on. This is a brand new truck, so it should be pretty easy and straightforward. So let me show you how we do this. First step, we're just going to remove the tires. Nice and simple. These have the factory wheel lock nuts. All right, so just like with all the others, what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove their sway bar and link. We got 3, I believe they're 14s at the top, and then 19 here. Let me show you again. With the sway bar and link disconnected, we're simply gonna just slide the sway bar up and out of the way. You got access to our lower shock mount. So now we're just gonna loosen the lower shock mount. All right, put those together. Now your lower's free. Driver's side now. So now that we have the 3 upper mounts removed, we're just gonna lower this down. You shouldn't have to disconnect control arms or anything like that. There it goes. All right. So this is our stock Pro 4X driver's side strut assembly. 14. So now that the passenger shock is free, slide it out. So now we have the stock Bilstein 4600s removed from the vehicle. We're gonna disassemble this strut assembly and reassemble them with our lift springs. So let me show you how to do that. Now that the strut's removed, we're gonna remove the lower control arm bolts. Since these aren't adjustable and we're not gonna be running upper control arms, we need the eccentrics, our heavy duty eccentric bolts, to be able to adjust and keep our alignment in spec. All right, so now they should be loose enough to be able to impact. And these are brand new too. Lower control arm bolt out. We're gonna run our eccentric in here. See how this is a slotted groove? What we're gonna do is we're gonna run this eccentric and start it in the furthest out location to give us the most adjustment out of the arm. And then we can adjust it from there. As you can see, as the cam rotates, it slides that lower control arm back into the position we want it in. Just got to do that 3 more times. So now that the rear one's out, line up the fronts. Everything's gonna get torqued down once we get it back on the ground and everything. This is just loosely gonna hold it in place. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna disassemble the front strut here. Now, if you have a nice wall mounted one like we're gonna use, this makes the job way easier and way safer. You can use the smaller ones that you rent at AutoZone or something like that that clamp on one side and clamp on the other side. Just be very careful when you are doing that. This spring is under a lot of pressure. So now that we have it chucked into the compressor, we're gonna slowly start compressing the spring to release tension on the actual. So tension's off the spring, or on the spring, tension's off the shock itself. So now that I got this removed, I'm holding the bottom of the actual shock itself to prevent it from just dropping on the floor, and set that to the side. And now we're gonna just slowly release the tension on the actual coil itself. All right. Slide these guys back out. That's your disassembled assembly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our new lift spring. So now that we have our disassembled strut, we're gonna grab our new lift spring and show you how it all goes back together with our new bushing kit. Cool. Now, with this being a brand new truck, these bushings are still in very good condition, so you don't have to necessarily swap out your bushings. So now that we have our disassembled strut assembly, we're gonna stick the new coil spring in the actual compressor, just like before. And we're just gonna reverse the order of everything we just did. So now that that's on there, we're gonna slowly bring that down to where we can compress the spring again. Make sure all of our little teeth are holding on properly. So now that we have the spring back in the compressor under some tension, we'll be able to slide the strut back up. Now this end of the spring will sit into this little seat pocket here. So you just make sure that bottom's lined up there. We need to bring it down a little more, get a little more tension on this. So the end of your spring is gonna seat right into this pocket on the lower mount. Okay, so it's gonna go bushing, this guy down at the bottom, and one of our bushings with this little flange up top. So now we got it assembled. Now for number two. Just remove the nut and the shock comes out. Now we can slowly release tension. All right, out. Now just reverse the order again. Get my new lift spring in. Again, I'm gonna seat the end of the spring into this little pocket. All right, so now that we got some threads started, I'll grab my wrench again. All right, now that it starts spinning my shaft, just grab it with a pair of pliers and send her all the way home. Now you can just release the tension as I got this hold. Oh my gosh. Yep. Hang on. Slide this guy out. There we go. So now we have our second strut fully assembled. Time to put it back in the truck. All right, so as you can see, when we go back to install our top hat, right, you're gonna have two inboard. These are gonna be the closer studs together, and then you have the longer span. This one here, Nissan did a great job. They marked this one. This is your outer stud. You just wanna make sure it lines up with the bottom here. So we're gonna stab this guy back in here. He started to hold the shock in place. Right. That's good. Now it's just torquing everything down. Come to the driver's side. All right, so top ones are tight. We'll torque everything once we get down on the ground. Once we get everything on the ground, we'll torque it back into spec. Break this other one free while I got it out. All right, one non-adjustable bolt out. All right. Everything freaking changes, bro. All right. So when we adjust these permanently, we're gonna get this end pointed as far outward as we possibly can. Give us enough play on the outside to get our camber back in place in order. Final thing, we're gonna get the wheels and tires back on. We're gonna go through and torque everything. We got 33 foot-pounds on the top. We got 98 foot-pounds here, 100 foot-pounds on these, and 98 foot-pounds on your sway bar end link as well. Let me go grab a torque wrench. .98 foot-pounds. All right, those are torqued. All right, one down. All right, so now we put it on the ground. We can measure how much lift we gained. We'll get some before and after photos, and then throw some bigger tires on here. All right, so now, final step is do the rear lift. We're gonna use our greasable shackles. They'll have the adjustability. We're gonna probably leave them on the 0.75 setting, just because it'll keep it a nice level look. If you want that factory rake back, you can always go on the higher setting to the 1.5 in the rear, gives you that factory rake. But this customer specifically wants to keep it level. So we're gonna put the greasable shackles in the rear, and we're gonna show you some before and afters. All right, so first step, now that we got the truck back up in the air, we have the leaf spring supported. We broke them free with an 18. We're just gonna run out the bolt. To remove that, we push up, lower the spring a little, get some tension off of it. All right, so factory shackle out. I'm gonna reuse the same bushings, lower the spring down a little. All right, so we have our adjustable rear greasable shackles. I'm gonna remove the brackets. I'm gonna slip it up in here, so I don't need the axle supported anymore. All right, one side of the shackle's in. First shackle's in. As you see, we have it on our lower setting. If you wanted to keep that factory rake, we would have put it on the highest setting here, but this customer wants that nice level look here. And we're just gonna go to the other side and repeat that process. First, we're gonna break them free again. Now I'm gonna use my electric ratchet, finish them out of here. 1, 2, use a little silicone spray, help out the cause after we remove the shackle. A little bit in there, a little bit in there. Movie magic, spare tire's gone now. Nice. Not used to having a spare tire in here. We needed to remove the spare tire to be able to pull this shackle out. Keep those factory bushings. Like I said, we're gonna be running in our lower position. If down the road he chooses to upgrade down the road, he can always go to the higher position too. V1 off-road logo to the outside. In. Guys on. Guys on. Just get these hand tightened. Get it back on the ground, and then we'll torque her to 55 foot-pounds. Throw some grease in there. These are 22 millimeters. It's just to keep them in place. Back under here, we're just gonna torque both of them to 55 foot-pounds, and then throw some grease in there, and the rear lift is done. One, 2. This is probably optimal angle. Need about like 5 to 7 pumps. You don't need to go too crazy with this. You just pop the little grease fitting cap off, stick the grease gun on, and see how they start squishing out there right around 5 clicks. That's about all you need. We'll wipe that down, keep it clean, and then pop our dust cap back on. There you go. Clean her up, and then on to the other side. 6. Okay. One more. So that completes the install of our 2-inch lift springs. You saw us have to disassemble the shock, put it back together, greasable shackles in the rear, and now we got about a 1.75-inch lift height. I'm gonna show you some before and after photos right here. If you're looking to improve the stance of your Nissan Frontier, Xterra, or R51 Pathfinder, shop now at z1offroad.com today.